The second question was he charged or investigated for SA.
I don't. Let's see. I don't. Let's see. How can I word this on live? He There were some concerns, and they were told to follow a specific procedure. They did not follow that procedure, and then they abruptly left the previous RV park, and they are moved to the park that they are currently at.
Ashley
And
said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were finished. Are you?"
yeah, I just don't know how to say it on live without. I mean, I don't want to give out too information.
That's a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
What was the question?
Why? What are the authorities doing for the kids? Oh yeah, Breezy. They're always doing that in the camper.
Son, I just made that drink.
I don't think they Midwest. I don't think it's that they don't believe. I think they definitely believe. Um, I do know that they weren't compliant, and then they abruptly left that RV park, and now they're at a new RV park. He tried to sell. He tried to sell Elle's pictures online when she was very small.
That's why I say
Yep.
she acts more grown up than she needs to be, and something needs to be checked in.
But she's also like very regressed because she lacks socialization. She has no socialization age. She should be having sleepovers, and they should both be playing sports and
Well,
Girl
if
Scouts
I
or
was a
Boy
child,
Scouts. Yes, Charlene was shocked to see that he was advertising Elle's pictures online to try and make money off of her. Also tried to profit off of N's father's funeral.
Standing it when I was down there 2 years ago that someone had did something to Layla.
And what do you mean by did something?
Like touched her inappropriately.
Where did that come from?
Hey, I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but Bobby, please don't speak about anything if you're not 100% sure. And I say that with all respect.
I don't know because I wasn't there. I was told this by parents.
It wasn't something that the parents were doing or exploiting their child for, is what you're saying. Because I don't want this to get turned around and say that.
Bobby, I'm just heads up. This is being recorded by about 30 or 40 or 50 different people. It's going to be tomorrow. This is going to be all on YouTube. Every little period and sentence that you say is going to be like your sentence is going to be played. It's going to be paused. It's going to be talked about, exaggerated. And so just be very, very clear and careful what you say, please. And I'm not saying this out of disrespect.
No,
I'm just okay.
That was just my understanding when I was there. That's what I.
So this was this a narrative that was fed out through social media and possibly got through other people? Because, I mean, this has been a long battle where it's been blasted all over the internet, and I feel that's a real touchy subject when you come out and say something like that, and then we have no actual proof when other people run with the narrative with no proof.
I don't have any proof of none of it. That was my understanding that I gathered from when I was there for a while at the hotel. It was a face-to-face conversation. I didn't.
So you're not, I just want to clarify, you're not saying that it was parents who were allowing something like this to happen. They weren't exploiting Layla in any way for this to happen.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
My
Yeah.
understanding was something different.
Through that stuff for you to just put it out there. I don't think people should put it out there unless, and just shouldn't even put it out there, period. Just keep that private. Let the authorities handle it and be done with it.
Exactly. I'd like to address Michael said she did show Truth Tellers text about it. I want to clarify that text was a private conversation. It was to remain private between Donna and I. She was someone who had been reaching out to me for quite some time and multiple times. I could see that she was very concerned about the children. I was also very concerned about the children. I did tell her, I disclosed some information to her that I shouldn't have disclosed because there was an investigation going on. But I knew that she was very concerned. So that's why I shared with her that it was being looked into, and I was descriptive with some of the things that were happening. But in the letter, I never said that happened. I said I was concerned. And because I was concerned, that is why I took the actions that I took.
Can I ask a question?
Concerned is very different than validating that something is happening. I was concerned, and that is why I reached out to the authorities. SP continues to rant on this multiple times every day. Every time she goes live, this is brought up. It is a rant, and it is to keep the views coming because people think, oh, there's a cover up. We got to find out what truly happened. There's been no cover up. If SP were concerned about this, then go to the authorities, SP. Why aren't you going to the authorities? Do it. The child is in therapy. If something has happened to that child, that therapist would have already taken action. Chris is still on live and still begging.
She was still
we know
saying
she
that
knows
even
the
when people
number.
supported him. People
doesn't-
that supported him and didn't know. See, people that supported him and didn't know. She was calling them nefarious. And what would they want? Like, they didn't even know. They didn't follow him like that. So
It's helpful for us. I appreciate it.
Hello.
Hi, Bobby.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
Good. Just ask that you just please be respectful. There's so much conflict and unnecessary conflict going on.
I met Chris and Nikki and the two kids in North Carolina or in South Carolina when they were in the hotel, and they had the house fire. And I'm in Maryland, and I had a 22-foot enclosed trailer that I put the white Subaru car in. I bought it for them up here, and I filled that with clothes that people that I know up here, they donated and went and bought new clothes for the kids, like underwear and stuff that were brand new. And I took the truck and trailer and went down there and delivered the car to the hotel. And then I stayed there for almost a week, taking Nikki to the MVA or whatever they have down there.
Yeah.
Paying the taxes and transferring the title, getting everything for her to have the car legit so that they would have a way to get around. And Nikki, I still talk to her. I talked to her maybe like less than a week ago, and she's working with her and the kids are working with a lot with therapy.
Yes. Thank you for validating that, Bobby. See, none of us knew who Bobby was, and he is verifying everything that I have been saying.
I can tell you everything about them. Like I said, I spent a week with them, and their son wanted to come home with me.
Sweet. Little Chris is a sweet one.
Nobody would teach them. Like I said, I spent a week with them, and their son wanted to come home with me.
Sweet. Little Chris is a sweet one.
Nobody would teach him how to ride a bike, and I got him a brand new bike,
Oh.
and I took it down there, and he learned to ride a bike in the hotel parking lot.
I remember you telling this story somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I don't have enough followers to go live or anything. Like, I just have a small account. I only have like 400 people.
That is amazing, Bobby. I always knew that it was someone from Maryland that donated the car, but I didn't know who.
Touched my heart because the kids,
Yes, yes, we've all.
Chris, and all that. I could cared less.
If you could
But
keep your like stay near the microphone because I want to make sure we can hear you good.
I'm sorry. This is the first time I've ever been on TikTok.
Well, welcome to TikTok. I'm glad to have you. I'm really happy to have you. Thank you for sharing.
Like I said, I bought the car and I took it down there in an enclosed trailer. I got the car out, parked it beside it. The hotel manager was kind of my insider for me and was talking to me and told me where they were at all the time. And the lady that was running the hotel desk felt bad for him because when it first happened, the house caught on fire that they were renting. And it was from the wiring being old in the house.
It was from the why. It was from actually, yeah. I mean, there was something on the stove that did catch fire. Yeah, but Chris had rewired it.
Everything in the refrigerator rotted because they put a sign on the door that said they couldn't live there. And the kids' clothes were scattered through the house where they rummaged through and got some of the stuff that wasn't burnt or completely covered in sheetrock and everything. And like they only were able to take bags that they could carry. And they went to the hotel. So they were asking for people to help them pay for the hotel back then. So I own a business in Maryland, and I'm pretty well connected in Maryland with other businesses and a lot of really good people. And whenever somebody is down on their luck, the group of us always chip in.
That's amazing.
So everybody I know, I told them what was going on, and they were like, okay, get me one of them said, get me the daughter's sizes. Another one said, get me the son's sizes. Another one said, get me Nikki's sizes. Another one said, get me Chris's sizes. So 4 separate families went out shopping for each person. So they got all new wardrobes.
Nice.
We took toys down for the kids because Layla is, I don't know what word they actually use with Layla, but Layla's a little slow. So Layla has a hard time, you know what I mean, with things. So I spent a lot of time with Layla and little Chris. Layla has a hard time, you know what I mean, with things. So I spent a lot of time with Layla and little Chris. So Layla has a hard time, you know what I mean, with things. So I spent a lot of time with Layla and little Chris. They wanted to stay in the hotel room with us, me and my wife. We
Country, sorry, I didn't know you were done yet.
oh, go ahead.
She just had a question. Can Bobby verify that Nikki isn't waiting for Chris? They are not setting up a meet.
Yes, I can verify that. Nikki
Okay.
is Chris. He has abused them and the kids so bad that the kids are in like therapy almost every day, and so is Nikki.
Yeah,
He-
Chris isn't going to mention it fishing because, Chris is the one who claims that he takes care of his family and he supports his family, and he does not. It is strangers and good people like this man right here, Bobby, who has always taken care of his family. No, Chris hasn't done any of that.
I believe like just now today, my family doctor is a really sweet person. Her dad passed away, so tomorrow I'm having platters and stuff sent to her house so she doesn't have to try to make something to eat for her kids, her husband, nothing. I'll send platters to them that's like circle subs and stuff that are like cold cuts that are round, and they cut it into like wedges for parties, and they'll send potato salad, macaroni salad, drinks. They send everything right to them.
Sweet.
It's like a catering place that I use, and like my landscape customers or whatever. Whenever one of their parents have died, that's the first thing I do is send food to somebody's house. Because at that time, traditionally women usually are making something to eat for kids and their families. Well, when they lose a loved one, the least I can do is take the burden off of somebody that I know, where they can just say, go in the refrigerator, there's sandwiches in there, there's drinks, everything's there. I can worry about myself for a little while.
You are amazing, Bobby.
I try to be.
You are amazing. Please reach out. I can't hear you. We can't hear you.
I got onto one of Chris's lives
Yes.
and typed on there and asked him how he was doing, and he pretended like he didn't know who I was.
Yeah, he didn't want you to state all the wonderful things that you've done for him because Chris wants the credit for it.
So I asked him if the car still was running, and he just ignored me.
When was this?
Last week.
So it was after Nikki left.
Oh yeah. And because the car that he was in looked like the Subaru inside.
Mm-hmm.
The Subaru was gray inside and had a sunroof. And the car that he has now has a sunroof.
Yeah.
Car. The car he has now came from his dad that just passed away like within the last year.
Yes.
So when I talked to Nikki, I asked her about the car. She's like, Bobby, you would not believe that Subaru is still running every day. She gave it to someone in South Carolina to protect her and the kids
Yes.
for a few days or whatever until she was able to get on the bus and go back to her family. So she said, she told me that the person that has the car drives it every day and is fixing it back up from where Chris messed the car up.
Hey, Bobby, I want to real quick. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I want to ask one important question really quick. Did the host here, Chris Truth Tellers, did she before this live like call you up and talk to you and plan this for you to come in and tell and say all this?
No, I don't even know who. This is the first time I've seen the page.
Thank you very much.
No, nobody talks to me like that. I wouldn't settle for it.
And Bobby, I just want to say, you were saying that Chris ignored you. Just know that most scammers, after they get what they